Good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day so far. Of course, we are dealing with a little bit of rain across the area already this morning, and things are really just going to get higher and higher rain chance wise as the day goes on. Good morning, Daniel, and good morning, Joy. So, as we progress throughout the day, we know rain chances are getting higher. Yesterday was kind of the calm in between two different opportunities for this rain. It's light right now, but we do have a few pockets, of course, you can see moving through the Charlotte area. And again, this is going to continue to get heavier and heavier as we progress throughout the morning. So light to moderate now. You can see that moving through parts of Union County, northern Anson County, as well as one little pocket there in southern Rowan County. And then coming in from the south and west, we'll see a few more light showers moving in as well. But the best chance to see rain is not until much later on in the day. And when this best chance of rain comes in, the areas that are likely to see the highest rain north and west of Charlotte. So Ashwaubenon, Avery counties, Burke and Caldwell, Cleveland County, Catawba County, Iredell County, Alexander County, Lincoln County, northern Gaston, northern Mecklenburg, small sliver of York, as well as northwestern Rowan County as well. The reason why I'm mentioning all these places is oftentimes when we show the rainfall map, people say that they don't know where they live, but most people know what county they live in. So I'm wanting to kind of test out saying the county names to maybe see if that helps a little bit. Those areas, like I said, I just mentioned, have the highest rainfall potential as we progress throughout the day. They also are the most likely to see some of those thunderstorms by about 8 o'clock. But those areas are not the most likely to see those storms become strong to severe. I'll show you that here in just a second. Now, when it comes to the strong to severe storms, we look at the severe ingredients. Now, I will say that this is all positive news in terms of the overall severe threat, but what we know is that we have plenty of wind shear and plenty of energy. We have a lot of humidity, and we have a stalled front over the area now and then a cold front moving through later. So we have everything we need in place with the exception of sunshine and additional instability. And that's why right now I'm very cautiously optimistic that we won't see a widespread risk of strong to severe storms. Something else that makes me feel good, the fact that we've already seen some rain this morning. When we see early rain, that helps oftentimes stabilize parts of the atmosphere. So I'm again not anticipating a widespread risk of severe storms this evening and overnight, but there is still that chance. So this morning, again, we've seen some light rain so far. This will continue into the afternoon. So we hit 3, 4 o'clock. This is when we see our most likely risk of some of this rain becoming heavy and more widespread, again, especially for areas north and west of Charlotte. After 7 and 8 p.m., this is the most likely time frame that these storms will start to develop. So first the heavy rain after 3 o'clock, then after 7 o'clock, more storms start to develop too. And that's because that really warm and moist air continues to shuffle in from the south. But it's not until after about 9, 10 p.m. that we start to see the back end of the cold front. You'll actually see it here as we look at Futurecast. Let's see, it's going to progress. There we go. See that back end of the cold front right now moving through places like Lincolnton, Gastonia, Spartanburg. It's that back end of the cold front much later on in the evening and overnight that is that risk for some of those strong to severe storms. So the best chance for some of those storms to become strong to severe, pretty much 9 p.m. to about 3 a.m. And that's when we see those gusty winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and even some isolated rotation. Now, right now, I'm really, again, not super concerned about a widespread risk of strong to severe storms, but I do think folks should stay weather aware, especially based on the time frame. One, people could be asleep in bed overnight. I mean, myself, think about that. I go to work really early, or could be out and about. Then on the back end of the storm system, we are going to see a really strong northwesterly wind. That burst of cold air, it's certainly going to provide enough moisture and enough cold air to see snow develop in the mountains. Now, with the overall risk of strong to severe storms, I mentioned this a few times, gusty winds in excess of 60 miles per hour is our number one risk. 90% of the severe storm damage in the Carolinas is caused by wind, so this is not abnormal. Then, of course, the flooding risk, tornado risk is low but not zero, but a quick spin up possible, but it is not a high risk. And a lot of this has to do, again, with the time frame, but the overall lack of instability. So you can kind of see what I'm looking at here. We look at something called the significant tornado parameter. It looks at rotation potential and stability, and this is actually lowered so far throughout the day. But right now, this looks to be especially for areas south and east of Charlotte, and again toward that same time frame, 8 p.m. and later on. And it's very quickly moving in and very quickly moving out. So it's something that we'll watch, but that looks primarily from pretty much 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. So again, that same time frame. I'm still looking at closer to 9 to 3. But I think that's the time frame that folks should especially be watching. And of course, if there's any tornado watches, any tornado warnings issued, the WCNC Charlotte weather team does have you covered. But I just want everybody to know that those numbers are extremely, extremely, extremely low. So it's not, again, something that is a widespread risk by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a low risk. The risk is still there. So after the storm system pushes out, we have again that really strong northwest wind on the back end. That's what's causing that snow potential up in the mountains. And then in the Charlotte area, we see still clouds for the second half of Sunday, but slightly cooler and drier air mixing in, and then abundant sunshine by Monday and Tuesday. For the mountains, accumulating about 1 to 2 inches at the highest elevations in Ashwaubenon and Avery counties. For the higher elevations in Burke and Caldwell, I think closer to about 1 inch at a maximum, a half an inch in some of the lower elevations like Linville Gorge. But it will be really, really nice to see kind of that fresh little powder, especially from Mother Nature. It's not a huge, huge snowfall potential, but it will be a nice little dusting for a few spots again in Burke and Caldwell and at the higher elevations, 1 to 2 inches. Here's your hour by hour forecast for the weekend. Again, we have low in rainfall potential, 30 to 20% now, ramping up quickly throughout the day. Again, that chance for thunderstorms mainly after about 8, 9 o'clock, some becoming strong primarily for the overnight hours. And then tomorrow does look a lot better across the board with temperatures still in the 60s. We're really not getting slightly cooler and slightly drier until we get closer to Monday and Tuesday. Then a very brief cold front rolls through the area on Wednesday. It does look like it will cause about a 20 to 30% chance of rain, so you'll see that added to my Guy Roofing 7-day. Last night I had 20, so I did bump that up ever so slightly. And then Thursday and Friday look really, really nice. So the week ahead definitely doesn't look bad. I actually think the last few days of January will be very mild and a calm pattern compared to what we saw for most of the month. The month has felt really, really long. We've definitely had some wild weather to contend with, so it will be a nice change. Again, I do encourage people who plan on being out and about tonight, especially to just be aware of the forecast, aware of the storms. Don't go out late, if you know that there is really, really strong winds, really strong heavy rain moving through the area. But after that, things will clear out very, very quickly, and we will have a nice Sunday afternoon and a really nice Monday and Tuesday if you do plan on getting out and about. Have a great rest of your Saturday, everybody, and I will see you on WCNT Charlotte tomorrow morning beginning at 6 o'clock. And tomorrow, it is the last Sunday of the month, which means Science Sunday. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about the forecast, please leave them in the comments or send me a message on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those good things, and I will try to answer them as quickly as possible. Have a great day.